So WrestleMania is less than a week away now, and I think it is the perfect time to go over this card. I just want to talk about wrestling for once here on this channel. And yeah, currently we have 12 matches on this WrestleMania card. The fact that we don't know if the Women's Tag Team Championships will be on the card or not is kind of ridiculous, and the Smackdown Tag Team Championships are going to be defended on Smackdown, and also I do believe the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal is going to be on that card as well on Smackdown on Friday night. So it's an interesting card. The build up to the show, if I'm being honest, has been god-awful. I mean, like, they really haven't hyped anything up. There's so many matches on this card that could have been built so much better, and they're just simply not. The main example, of course, everyone's going to bring up is Bianca Belair and Sasha Banks. That match has not been built up at all, and it's supposed to main event the first night of WrestleMania. I'm going to talk about that more in a second, but yeah, we have a 12-match card. I'm going to start off with the match on the SmackDown just real quick, and then we'll get into the full 12-match WrestleMania card. So for each match, I'm going to talk about the build to that specific match. I'm going to talk about what I think's going to happen and what I would want to happen, or if I was booking the show, what I do. So we're going to get into that, but folks, if you have not yet, make sure to hit the subscribe button down below. If you want to see more wrestling here on the channel, I haven't done much of it, but hey, I could do more. I've been watching wrestling for basically my entire life. I still watch a lot of WWE and AEW, even though the product in WWE has not been great, and I try to get around Impact as much as I can. But okay, let's start off here on the SmackDown card. So we know that SmackDown Tag Team Championships are going to be on this show. It's going to be the Dirty Dogs, Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode versus the Street Profits versus Dominic and Rey Mysterio, and then Alpha Academy, which is Chad Gable and Otis. Unfortunately, the Usos aren't ready because Jimmy Uso is still injured, so we're stuck with this Fatal 4-Way. I mean, it's the classic WWE. You got to throw the tag teams in a match, get them the WrestleMania payday and the spot on the card, but unfortunately, it's not even on the WrestleMania card. It's on SmackDown, and this match is being taped, I do believe, either on Monday or Tuesday. The Rays need the trot back, so WWE's got to get the hell out of there. But yeah, I mean, this match has not been built that much. The Dirty Dogs haven't defended the title since they won it from the Street Profits earlier this year. Just not a great build at all. What do I think it's going to happen? I think Dominic and Rey Mysterio are probably going to win this match. They've been kind of building up to it. Again, the Dominic and Rey Mysterio storyline has been weird and off and on since SummerSlam, where Dominic debuted, wrestled Seth Rollins. You thought Murphy was going to get in the mix. I thought they were going to do a Murphy and Dominic tag team. That never happened, so now it's Dominic and Rey. I think they're probably going to win this match. How would I book it? I personally probably want the Dirty Dogs to keep it for a little bit. I think you got to keep it on the Dirty Dogs for a little bit, and then have the Street Profits win it back, and then have the Usos beat the Street Profits. But again, you could do the same thing with Dominic and Rey. I doubt the Alpha Academy are going to win this match. Really doubt it. And yeah, they're setting up for a Dominic and Rey win in this one. Tough for the Dirty Dogs because they haven't really defended it at all. They haven't done much on TV with the titles, and Dolph Ziggler and Robert Roode deserve a lot better than this spot on the card. But yeah, we're gonna go with Dominic and Rey Mysterio to win this match. Again, it's on SmackDown. Who really cares? We're going with the new champs. And also on SmackDown, we've got the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Who cares, really? I mean, they've done this every year. The winner really doesn't benefit at all. I believe, okay, so this is who we have in the match. We have Akira Tozawa, Angel Garza, Cedric Alexander. Why he's out of the Hurt Business, I do not know. Drew Gulak, Elias, Eric from the Viking Raiders, okay. Grand Metalik, Humberto Carrillo, Jackson Riker, Jey Uso, deserves better. Kalisto, King Corbin, who's still king over a year, sure. Lindsay Dorado, Mace from Retribution, or old Retribution, Buddy Murphy, Mustafa Ali, Ricochet, Sheldon Benjamin, Shinsuke Nakamura, Slapjack, T-Bar, and Tucker. Yeah, it doesn't really matter who wins this match, if we're being honest. Who is likely to win this one? Okay, so probably Shinsuke. They could troll us and give it to Corbin, Uso. I could say Murphy or Mustafa Ali. No one else is winning this match. Maybe Cedric Alexander or Sheldon Benjamin. Maybe Ricochet. But, yeah, again, it doesn't matter. I'll go with Mustafa Ali, probably. I don't know. I mean, he could win. Again, why they broke up Retribution so quickly, I do not know. I'll say Mustafa Ali wins. If we're going for WWE's standpoint, I think they'll probably book Baron Corbin to win this match, just because. And yeah, that's that. And you know how no one cares about this match so much. Yeah, Baron Corbin won this a couple years ago. I totally forgot. He won WrestleMania 32 in Texas. Sure, yeah, I guess they'll make him the two-time winner. Again, who knows? It's on SmackDown. It doesn't really matter. Okay, so now we are officially on the WrestleMania card, starting on night one. Apparently, no kickoff show match for night one because WWE wants their first entrance over at Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay to be really spectacular or whatever, to be a big-time entrance because the fans are back. So, that being said, we know that Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair is most likely headlining the first night, so that basically leaves Bobby Lashley and Drew McIntyre McIntyre to start off the night because they want a big pop from the crowd. You look at the other names on this list, no one's likely to generate the pop that McIntyre can give you to start off this card. So I would imagine that, unfortunately, the WWE Championship, and this pains me to say, is going to be kicking off WrestleMania. Makes no sense, but that's probably what they are going to do, and this should be the main event of night one. I just don't get it. The build to Banks and Belair has been absolutely terrible. Lashley and McIntyre, has it been great? No, but it's been better than the build to the SmackDown Women's Championship. Bobby Lashley, of course, won the title after beating The Miz on Raw. The Miz beat Drew McIntyre at Elimination Chamber, and yeah, that's really been the build of this match. Of course, Bobby Lashley, MVP, is going to be in his corner for this one. They're part of the Hurt Business, well, kind of, because somehow, some way, WWE decided to ruin the best stable on their damn show. They kicked out Cedric Alexander and Shelton Benjamin from the Hurt Business, and now it's just going to be Lashley and MVP. Now this match should deliver. I mean, their first match earlier in the year, I do believe that was Backlash. I think it was Backlash. There was Lashley and Drew's first match for the WWE Championship. It was an alright match. The finish was terrible with Lana. It was god-awful, but we're here now. Lashley's finally the champion, and it's been a long time coming for Bobby Lashley finally being the WWE Champion. How do I think WWE is going to book this match? I think they're going to have Drew McIntyre go over, especially if this is starting the card. Again, they want a big pop from the crowd. Probably gonna have McIntyre win. I think that's always been what we've been thinking over the last year. After last year's WrestleMania was in the PC, you know, there was no crowd. They're gonna give McIntyre his big moment, and they're gonna do it to open the show. Even though personally, I think Bobby Lashley should win this match. I really think he should. I think Lashley should hold this title for a damn long time. Drew held it for a very long time, and it was a good reign, but I just want to see Bobby Lashley with the belt more. I mean, this is his first feud with the title other than that Miz feud, which went 2 weeks. I really feel like Lashley should be holding this title for a damn long time, but they're going to go with McIntyre to win this match. Now, don't get me wrong, this should be a very good match. This is going to probably be a 20-minute match, give or take, to open the card. It's going to be a good match, but I think they're going to go with Drew McIntyre to become the champion again. Now, don't expect a very long reign for him. I think he'll probably drop that title, I would say, less than 3 months. I really don't think he's going to hold it that long, but for now, I got McIntyre regaining the title. So the greatest wrestler of all time, Chris Jericho, once said the worst spot to be on a card is second, because you're coming off the opener and no one really gives a damn about the second match on the card, and it's a tough spot to be in. And what match do I think is going second? It's unfortunate, but I think it will probably be the New Day versus AJ Styles and Omos. Yeah, I think this is probably going to go on second. The build to this match has been, I don't know, it just came out the blue. They've done their best, Styles and Omos and the New Day, they've done their best to build this one. Kind of thought that AJ Styles was probably going to be wrestling Triple H at WrestleMania this year. That obviously did not happen. Now AJ Styles is in the tag match here with Omos, who hasn't wrestled yet, against the New Day, who have been tag team champions, 11 times now? They've been champions many damn times. They won the titles off the Hurt Business. AJ Styles and Omos making their tag team debut in this match. It should be a good match. I'm very interested to see what Omos does do, because we haven't seen him. I mean, he did wrestle at some house shows in NXT, but I don't believe he ever appeared on NXT television, so that's going to be interesting to watch out for. What do I think WWE is going to do? I think they're going to put the belts in AJ Styles and Omos. I feel like that's the wise choice to make here. I mean, Styles has not won the tag team championship since coming over to WWE, and it feels like the right thing to do. What would I do? I would put the belts on Styles and Omos. Why not? I mean, again, the New Days, they've had the belt so many damn times. It feels like you gotta put it on someone else now. Styles and Omos, you can do some interesting feuds, I guess, with them in the future. Put the belts on them and new. Next up, we'll probably get Shane McMahon versus Braun Strowman. The build of this match has been Shane McMahon calling Braun Strowman stupid. And they had that one really weird promo on Raw that definitely was a time filler. I don't know. This feud has not been very good. Elias and Jackson Riker have been involved in this one. Of course, Elias did wrestle Braun Strowman on pay-per-view last month. Strowman now has like the train sound effect in the Thunderdome when he runs around the ring. That was pretty damn stupid. I know Jim Cornette somewhere was freaking out. Yeah, Strowman and Shane McMahon, the best in the world. Shane McMahon's back. You know, he came back for Raw Underground. That definitely failed. Now, I've seen some rumors that Shane McMahon's going to bring back Dabba-Kato, of course, the guy from Raw Underground that beat up everyone. Not a bad idea, because I do believe Strowman and Dabba-Kato think they were supposed to have a match on Raw Underground. Again, this is like July, so it was a long time ago, but it was before Raw Underground did shut down. Dabba-Kato did, I believe, get drafted to Raw in the draft. We haven't seen him since. I feel like this is the perfect time to bring in Dabba-Kato to probably help Shane McMahon win this match. I think that's where they're gonna go in this one. It feels weird just to have a Braun Strowman and Shane McMahon match. Shane McMahon's last match at WrestleMania was The Miz. Solid match. The Miz should have won. His match before that at WrestleMania was the one with Daniel Bryan. They were teaming up to face Owens and Sami Zayn. Shane and Bryan won that one. And before that, you've got the match against AJ Styles, which is a pretty good match, but I mean, any AJ Styles match is going to be good. And before that, it was the Undertaker match, and that's been all the Shane matches in his return to WWE. I think Shane will probably win. They're probably going to finally pull the trigger on Dabba-Kato, bring him back. Because other than that, if this is just a Braun Strowman squash match, I don't know what we're doing here. Now, Shane McMahon's probably going to jump off something at Raymond James. Now, I would say the pirate ship, but I do believe that's probably going to be Kevin Owens, because Kevin Owens has been pushing for that ever since last year's WrestleMania, because of course he jumped off the sign against his match against Rollins last year. So I think that spot is probably going to be reserved for Kevin Owens, but it could be Shane too. Yeah, Shane's going to jump off of something, probably land on Strowman, maybe through a table, but I think this is how I think the end's probably going to be. Shane's going to jump off to something very tall. Strowman's going to be on a table. Strowman gets off. You think Strowman's going to win. Dabba-Kato comes out, beats up Strowman, and the best in the world, Shane McMahon, will get the pinfall. When you're thinking it's probably going to be Elias and Jackson Riker, hey, maybe they come out as well. Strowman gets rid of them, so you think Strowman's finally defied the odds, and then there comes Dabba-Kato to win the match for Shane McMahon. So we're going with the Shane McMahon victory here. All right, so we've got The Miz taking on Bad Bunny. Is this going to be a tag team match? I don't know. I do believe we're basically just depending on if John Morrison is healthy or not to wrestle. I hope it happens, because I think John Morrison and Damian Priest definitely deserve a spot on this card, but right now it's looking like it's going to be Bad Bunny versus The Miz in a one-on-one match. And normally, you think that celebrity match is going to be horrible, and there have been some good ones, but I don't know. Bad Bunny, low key, like, he knows how to work a punch. He really does, and he does know how to sell. He has been working the Performance Center, so that's encouraging, I guess. But don't get me wrong. I mean, like, the Miz is a good wrestler. Don't get me wrong. Miz is a very good wrestler, but can he carry Bad Bunny to a good match? No. So this is probably gonna be more of the spectacle matches. Going back to Chris Jericho's terminology, there are your headline matches, and then there are your spectacle matches. This is a spectacle match. This is, trying to bring the mainstream appeal. Now, why is this not for the 24/7 championship? I do not know. Okay, the 24/7 championship is pretty dumb, let's be honest. The hardcore championship is way better, but still, they're doing their best, I guess, with the 24/7 title. Bad Bunny was the champion, and then he just vacated the belt, or he gave it to R-Truth. Why wouldn't you put this for a championship? Again, mainstream appeal. People in Hollywood and whatnot, they do not know what the 24/7 championship is. They don't know that that title holds zero relevance. Like, you just put that title on the line here for this match. Bad Bunny takes that championship to wherever he was on SNL with the championship. Why didn't you just keep it on him rather than have it on R-Truth? And what is R-Truth doing right now? Exactly. He hasn't been on TV in a couple weeks. In the 24/7 championship, he just has. So I don't know why this one isn't for the 24/7 championship. We know where this is going. Bad Bunny's going to win this match, or if it's Bad Bunny and Damian Priest versus The Miz and John Morrison, Bad Bunny and Damian Priest are going to win this match. No matter what happens, my pick, yeah, Bad Bunny's going to win this one too. Now, The Miz was the WWE champion 4 weeks ago, and then last Monday on Raw, he's singing a song in a rabbit outfit with John Morrison. I'm going to talk about John Morrison's return in just a second here. I'm gonna rant a little bit, but this was one of the lines in their song, their diss track. Don't get me wrong, the Hey Hey Ho Ho songs have actually been pretty fire. I'm not gonna lie. The Braun Strowman diss was kind of funny. It was actually pretty funny. The diss against the Usos and the New Day was funny too. This one though, man, they hop a little, we hop a lot. I guarantee you Vince wrote that line. Like, I guarantee you Vince wrote that. He's like, hey pal, this is gonna be such good. And yeah, you're gonna say, they hop a little, you hop a lot, and the people are gonna love it. They're gonna love it worldwide. They're gonna love this. It wasn't very good. But again, heels, that's what they're supposed to do. Now, John Morrison, just real quick before we move on to the next match. John Morrison in WWE, what are we doing? Like, come on. John Morrison is one of the best wrestlers on the planet right now. And I love The Miz, and I really like John Morrison. I like their tag team, But man, can we get something going with them? They better break up after Mania. They better let John Morrison go on his own. They better let the Miz go on his own. They better let these two guys be serious heels, or John Morrison be a serious face. These two are comedy acts. It's really unfortunate. That's why a lot of people didn't like the Miz title run for 2 weeks. I get it, because it wasn't the Smackdown Miz where he was serious with the IC championship. So hopefully these two guys can become more serious characters after this match. Again, Bad Bunny will win, but I'm just pissed off that John Morrison doesn't get to do much. Hell, send him back down to NXT if you want. Ty Valkyrie's down there, why not? But but of course John Morrison deserves to be on the main roster, no doubt about it. But I'm just saying he might get more done down NXT. That's why I wanted him to go to AEW in the first place. Thought there'd be a lot more opportunities for Morrison and for Ty Valkyrie as well, but they're both in WWE. But back to this match though, Bad Bunny's gonna beat the Miz. And yeah, that's it. So I think your co-main event's gonna be Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. I think that's what it's probably gonna be. I really hope this match does not get stuck in the mid-card. I think this deserves to be at the top of the card. Seth Rollins has been, let's face it, he's probably been the face of WWE other than Roman Reigns over the last 5 years. I mean, it's basically Rollins and Reigns' company at this point. It is. They're the future. They're going to be holding this thing down for the next 15 years, okay? Or 10 years. And this match deserves to be behind the card. I'm so glad Cesaro is getting a good match. And this is going to be spectacular. This is going to be match of the night, most likely. I'm so excited. Rollins and Cesaro. Cesaro finally gets his main card program with one of the top guys on the roster. I mean, I can't stress this enough. This is a good match, and this has been building. I thought we were going to get this at Fastlane, and I thought we were going to get Bryan and Rollins. I'm glad we're getting this match at WrestleMania. This has been building for a while. Rollins had that feud with Nakamura, and I'm really pissed Nakamura doesn't get a match at WrestleMania, but still, Rollins and Nakamura matches were good. No, they weren't great, but they were very good matches. Seth Rollins and Cesaro will be great. The build has been solid. Seth Rollins' whole dad gimmick, I mean, Seth dripping Rollins, it's funny, it is. He's great. Seth is great as a heel. I'm glad he dropped the Messiah gimmick, but he's still kind of the Messiah. It's great. Rollins is an excellent heel. Cesaro is a tremendous babyface. I'm glad they turned him back to being a face. I think Cesaro wins this match, and how I would book it, Cesaro would probably win. I think Cesaro needs this match. Rollins next month could be challenging for the title again. I mean, Rollins does not need to win this based on what he's done in the past to WrestleMania. I mean, hell, he walked out of WrestleMania 31 with the championship in the main event. He's beat Triple H before at Mania. He's beat Miz and Balor for the IC title. He beat Brock Lesnar in the opener. I mean, Rollins has beat so many guys at WrestleMania. Cesaro would really benefit off a win here. He needs a win here. Again, Rollins can get his win back next month at whatever pay-per-view they're doing next, Money in the Bank, Extreme Rules, whatever is going next. But Cesaro needs this match at WrestleMania. It is going to be an incredible match. Give these guys hell. I know they're not going to do it, but give these guys 30 minutes, man. Give them a lot of time late in the night. I wouldn't be mad if this main event in the card. They're not going to do it because there's no title on the line, but this should go semi-main event with McIntyre, Lashley opening and Banks and Belair main eventing. This should go pretty high on the card. It will be a spectacular match. Cesaro wins. Push Cesaro, man. Finally give him his program for the WWE Championship. Hell, give me Cesaro and Edge. Give me Cesaro and Bryan. Give me Cesaro and Roman. Give me those matches. That would be great. And yeah, I think Cesaro wins. Should be great. So main eventing the card, Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair. I mean, should be a good match. Don't get me wrong, should be a good match. The bill's just not there. What were we doing? Like, okay, WWE's big problem, they're booking the women every single time they're in a main event program, and they're doing this again with Asuka and Rhea Ripley. They're gonna have their women's tag team titles match on Raw Monday. They always book them to wrestle for the tag team championships. And there's certain times where you can do this effectively, but it doesn't have to be every single time you have a main event feud. You don't have to book them to face the tag team champs. What are we doing? This entire build was terrible. It is so simple how you build this one. You don't have to turn Banks heel. You don't. Even though Sasha is better as a heel, we can all agree on that, I do believe. But you don't have to turn either of them heel. You can just do face versus face. Let the better woman win. It could be an incredible storyline. And yet you're booking them with Reginald, with Shayna and Nia. Why are Sasha and Bianca losing day in and day out on SmackDown before the main event of WrestleMania? they are not booked strong enough. I don't get what we are doing, but if this is main eventing this match, we'll get a lot of time. And a lot of these matches should get a lot of time. Only 6 matches on night 1 scheduled. I think we're probably going to see 7 by the end of the week. I think we'll see some sort of a number 1 contendership for the women's championship, and then we'll get, or the women's tag team championship, excuse me, and then we'll get the actual women's tag team championship match on night 2. I'll talk about that very briefly later on, but I think we're going to get 7 matches. This match should get a lot of time. Bianca Belair shouldn't win. Sasha's run with the title has been alright. Her feud with Bayley was good, and why isn't Bayley in a match at WrestleMania? I do not know. Sasha's feud with Carmella was surprisingly very good as well. Carmella, very underrated in-ring talent. And Bianca, of course, won the Royal Rumble. Her build since the Royal Rumble has not been very good. Like, again, she was just teaming with Sasha this entire time. It felt like an exact replica of what they did in the summer with Banks and Bayley. And I know Banks and Bayley weren't feuding for the titles at the time, but it kind of feels like the same exact thing. And oh no, it was also the same exact thing as Asuka and Charlotte Flair. Like, come on, it's the same exact damn thing. But Bianca Belair should win this match. She should be the one holding the SmackDown Women's Championship in the future. Excited for this match. It should be very good. We know Sasha is an incredible in-ring talent, and Bianca finally getting to show what she's made of here in the WrestleMania main event. Going with Bianca to win here to main event night 1. So on to night 2, I'll talk about the women's tag team situation. Something's probably going to happen at WrestleMania. Now, the teams that we have, okay, so we've got, of course, the champions, Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler. We have got Natalya and Tamina. We've got Dana Brooke and Mandy Rose. All right. We have got the Riot Squad, and we've got Naomi and Lana. I doubt we'll get Bayley and Carmella. I just don't think they're going to do anything with them. And that's probably it for all the teams that they have got. It is likely they're going to do Natalya and Tamina, Brooke, Rose, Riot Squad, and Naomi and Lana. Fatal 4-way tag team match. Probably, I would say probably on night 1. I didn't talk about it earlier, but this is probably what they're going to do. I'm going to say the Riot Squad wins. They deserve to win that match. I don't know why the titles haven't been put on them yet. So I think the Riot Squad win that, and then I guess we're going to get Riot Squad versus Shayna and Nia at WrestleMania. Keeping things short, put the titles in the Riot Squad. It's about damn time Liv Morgan and Ruby Riott finally win the titles. Shayna and Nia should probably be singles competitors. I don't get this tag team. It was just thrown together all of a sudden in the summer. I think it's time to end that. Give it to a real tag team in the Riot Squad. That's about it. So opening night 2, I think we'll get Big E and Apollo Crews for the Intercontinental Championship in a Nigerian drum fight. Now, I don't know what a Nigerian drum fight is. Yeah, we're getting a gimmick match. I was surprised they did Big E and Apollo Crews here at WrestleMania for the title. Their match at Fastlane was just getting started, and then we had the weird finish where Apollo Crews's shoulders are down, they counted it, it was over just like that. Apollo Crews' heel turn, a lot of people don't like it. I actually kind of like it. I get the accent is kind of alright. It's not great, but I really like the Apollo Crews heel character. I didn't really like Apollo Crews as a face when he was feuding with MVP and Bobby Lashley in the Hurt Business. I really didn't like Apollo as a face. I really like Apollo as a heel. I think he's doing a pretty good job with the gimmick. You can tell Apollo's having some fun with this one. And yeah, Big E has been pretty good with his singles run so far. Obviously, the Intercontinental Championship with Big E is not the end goal of this. It definitely isn't. I think you're going to see him in a WWE Championship match by the end of the year. Maybe even with the title, or maybe he goes to Raw, reunites with the New Day. I can definitely see that. So I don't think Big E's end goal here with the singles run is the Intercontinental Championship. That being said, I think that's why Apollo Crews is probably going to win this match. I think you got to get the title off of Big E eventually. Again, he's got to be in the main event. This Apollo Crews feud has been good, but I think this is finally time to put the bell on Crews. Just won the United States Championship last year. Give him the Intercontinental Championship. He can really run with this heel gimmick. It's pretty damn good. And Apollo Crews, very underrated in-ring wrestler too. Like, it feels like for a while, Apollo Crews just wasn't on TV. He was part of Titus Worldwide for a while. Don't forget how good Apollo Crews is in the ring. He can put on some really damn good matches. But yeah, I don't know where we're going with the Nigerian drum fight. I don't know how this is gonna go, but if it's a gimmick match and it's supposed to be Apollo Crews' gimmick match, I think it'll probably go over. So I think Apollo Crews wins the Intercontinental Championship off Big E to open the show. So going second, I think we got the U.S. title match. We have got Sheamus versus Riddle, not Matt Riddle, just Riddle. Yeah, again, one of these matches that just got thrown together pretty quickly. Sheamus was feuding with Drew McIntyre for a while. A lot of people thought that was going to be the WrestleMania main event, potentially for the WWE Championship with Sheamus and McIntyre. They had a pretty good match at Fastlane. But now it is Riddle and Sheamus. Sheamus has made it known that the only championship I want is the Intercontinental Championship. It's the only championship that I haven't won. Forget the Universal Championship. That championship does not mean anything. He won the World Heavyweight. That's all that matters. Yeah, in WWE, the best I can do is the United States Championship. Come on down, Matt Riddle and his scooter. And oh, that promo on Monday night was absolutely hilarious. He goes up to Asuka. He's about to say something. He forgets his line, so he just says, "Do you think people in Japan like scooters?" And Asuka's like, "Yeah." And then Riddle's like, "Oh, well, I forgot what I was saying. I forgot what I was supposed to say." And he just drives away. Incredible stuff. Go watch that. Matt Riddle, though, he's a character. He's great. I mean, that's what Matt Riddle does, right? Good wrestler, though. Good in-ring talent. Same with Sheamus. It should be a fun match. Do I think the title's going to change hands here? I don't think so. So early in the Riddle title run, I don't think he's going to drop the title. I thought if anyone was going to take it from him, it was going to be Mustafa Ali. I don't think, obviously, that's happening because it's Sheamus versus Riddle now on this card. I think Riddle probably retains. It's going second. Again, as a wise man once said, no one gives a damn about the second match on the card. And yeah, it's the unfortunate spot these two have been put in, but I think we're going to get Riddle to retain the United States Championship. Going third, I'll say we're going to get Asuka and Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley just caught up to the main roster just a couple weeks ago at this point. Just came out after Asuka beat Peyton Royce on Raw. She said, "I want a match for the championship." And Asuka was like, "Sure, you get a shot at the championship." Now, on Monday night on Raw, we were supposed to get Asuka and Rhea Ripley, versus tag team champions Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax. Again, the same thing over and over again, where the champion and the number one contender go into a feud for the tag titles. Now, this can be done correctly, i.e. Shawn Michaels and John Cena to the build-up for WrestleMania 23. It can be done right. But when you do it over and over again, it does not make sense. And I know WWE's done this before in previous WrestleMania builds for the main championship. They did it with Cena and Miz, but they dropped like 10 minutes after they won it. It just doesn't make sense to do it in this case. I don't think they're going to be the tag team champions, obviously, going to WrestleMania, because I do believe we're going to get that big fatal four-way, and the winner goes and takes on Baszler and Jax at Mania. But it's just pointless. Someone's turning heel probably on Raw, and it's going to be Rhea Ripley. I'm fine with it. Now, something concerning, though, they might lose the match because Charlotte interferes. I definitely think that could be the case. Charlotte's not on the card, and the rumor, I do believe, I could be mistaken, but the rumor that I've seen going around is because WWE thought Charlotte was pregnant. That's why they pulled her from the show, because she was on the posters, but they pulled her off of them. And I believe the original plan was supposed to be Lacey Evans versus Charlotte for the Raw Women's Championship Mania. That got pulled. Then I do believe the plan was supposed to be Asuka, Rhea, and Charlotte. Who knows what's going to happen? I definitely anticipate, though, I could anticipate that Charlotte's going to be added to this match on Monday night. Could happen, could not happen, but I think that's what's going to happen. So I think we're probably going to end up getting a triple threat match by the end of the week. Charlotte, Asuka, Rhea. I think Asuka's going to take the pin no matter what in this one, and you got to let Rhea Ripley win this one, right? I feel like you have to do so. Do I think WWE will do so? Knowing WWE, Charlotte Flair will probably end up winning this match if this is a triple threat match. But come on, the right thing to do is have Rhea win. I mean, Triple H said Charlotte winning the NXT Championship last year at WrestleMania was going to make sense eventually. Rhea never got to beat Charlotte on NXT. Io Shirai didn't even pin Charlotte to win the championship. It was a triple threat. Io pinned Rhea. I think Rhea Ripley finally has to get her win back here at WrestleMania. I say, though, she's going to beat Asuka no matter what, if it's a triple threat match or if it's a one-on-one match. Asuka's taking the pin here. Rhea Ripley will win this match. Who do I think should win this match? Rhea Ripley, without a doubt, and new champion. So now I think we're going to have Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. Logan Paul's involved with this, and again, I was against the Logan Paul WWE thing, but he did do his job pretty well on SmackDown. I mean, did what he needed to do. Sami Zayn was hilarious during his entrance. It's about damn time, though, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn at WrestleMania. This match will be awesome. This match will most likely be match of the night. This is going to be an incredible match. I'm so excited for Owens and Zayn. Please give me Falls Count Anywhere. I think that's where we're going, or at least unsanctioned, because I want to see Kevin Owens jump off of the pirate ship. It has to happen, right? It has to happen. I don't know how Logan Paul comes into play. Now, what do I want to happen? I want Kevin Owens to go end up and stun Logan Paul. What do I think is going to happen? Logan Paul is going to turn on Sami Zayn. He's going to help Kevin Owens win. that can happen. Let's just hope Kevin Owens hits him with the stunner at the end of the match or after the match. I think that's probably what I would do. What WWE's gonna do, Kevin Owens is gonna win this match. I feel pretty confident in saying so. That's why Logan Paul is there. Logan's gonna turn on Sami Zayn because Logan's right now scheduled to be Sami Zayn's special guest at WrestleMania. He's gonna turn his back on Sami Zayn. Kevin Owens is gonna win the match. But all of that being said, this is going to be an incredible match. Please give it to me, though, unsanctioned or no holds barred, false count anywhere. One of those match stipulations should be great, so hopefully we do get that. Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going to tear the house down. Their matches in the past have been absolutely incredible, given in WWE and outside of WWE. They've all been great. I'm really excited for Owens and Zayn. It all comes full circle, and we're going to go with KO to get the victory. Okay, so I feel like the storyline's got to end now, right? The Fiend versus Randy Orton. It's a long time coming. These two have been feuding for a while, given the Fiend got burned at TLC by Randy Orton, then they did the whole Alexa Bliss versus Randy Orton feud. These three have been playing their roles tremendously in this feud. It's been a pretty solid feud. Don't get me wrong, the booking has been a little bit weird, but it's what they've had to do, I guess, with the Fiend. The Fiend hasn't been the same since the Goldberg match. One of the worst moments in a long time, Goldberg beating the Fiend in less than a minute in Saudi Arabia. God, I hope they never do any of those shows again. But I mean, I think this has got to probably be a cinematic match, but with an actual crowd, who knows, right? I've seen a lot of different fantasy bookings of this match. I don't know what they're going to go with. I think they're probably going to try to do an actual match. And now, the last time Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt had a match at WrestleMania 33 for the WWE Championship, the match was terrible, and they projected like bugs onto the canvas. It was weird. And Randy won, and it felt like the match, well, that's finally time Bray Wyatt's got to win a match at WrestleMania. He lost to John Cena a couple years before. The Wyatt family got squashed at 32. Like, he lost to The Undertaker at 31. This is finally the time Bray Wyatt's got to win a match at WrestleMania, and then Orton beats him in a very terrible match. And at the time, people wanted that match to main event the show. It didn't happen. We got Undertaker and Roman Reigns. But that happened. This match should be a lot better. Now, how Alexa Bliss gets involved in this one, I do not know. I've seen pitches online and rumors online that she's going to debut her Fiend mask. Sure, you can do that, I guess, if you're going to try to make Alexa Bliss probably, I mean, just one of these characters like the Fiend that's going to be unstoppable and eventually probably win the main title. But I think the Fiend's got to win this one, right? I mean, Randy Orton burned him last time and basically killed the Fiend in their last match, so I think the Fiend has to win this, right? Right? I think the Fiend has to win. He's kind of a burnt victim now. If you look at his new mask, the Fiend's got to win this one. The more interesting part, though, is how they play this. Please, Firefly Funhouse. There are so many things they can do with this match. With the Firefly Funhouse match. I mean, you saw what they did with John Cena. Imagine what they can do with Randy Orton. I mean, all the trouble and all the crap Randy Orton's done in that promotion since his debut. I mean, there's so much stuff that you could do, so much insider stuff that only the hardcore fans would understand, like in the John Cena Firefly Funhouse match, that you could do with the Randy Orton and the Fiend match. Or Bray Wyatt, but I don't think that's where we're gonna go because we have an actual crowd now, so I don't think we're gonna get a cinematic, which is unfortunate. Don't remind me of their last cinematic match, the House of Horrors match, I do believe. Was that Payback? Oh, that was terrible, and then ended up with Jinder Mahal colossing Randy Orton and Bray Wyatt won. Don't remind me of that match, but yeah, I think this should be alright. The Fiend will definitely win this one. I know John Cena's not supposed to be on this show, but maybe we get a cinematic return for John Cena. I don't know. Again, if this is cinematic, maybe you see John Cena return. If you're doing Randy Orton versus Bray Wyatt in a Firefly Funhouse match. I do believe it was Adam Blampier pitched this. I hope it happens. John Cena and Randy Orton in the Funhouse match as Bray Wyatt's commentating it like this is happening for the 2000th time. I think that'd be a nice touch. But if we don't get a Funhouse match, it's just going to be a regular match. The Fiend will go over. It's that plain and simple. So, main event time. Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan. This match has been built the best out of every single match on this card. And it's no doubt about it, this should be the main event, and it will be the main event. I'm very excited for this match, man. Roman Reigns' heel turn has been the best thing to ever happen to this company in the last 3 years, okay? It really has been, though. I mean, Roman Reigns' heel turn has been spectacular. Now, you wanted Roman to get... They were trying to get Roman cheered for the longest time, and Roman Reigns is... And they couldn't, by the way, as a face. Roman as a heel will probably get cheered at WrestleMania. I think Bryan is definitely gonna be the fan favorite. I mean, I don't know. It's so split though, because people like Bryan, people love Edge, people really like Roman Reigns as a heel. I like all three of them. I mean, I'm excited, man. Roman's heel turn has been awesome. Edge's return has been very good. I mean, heel Edge is the best Edge, and he's finally heel again, so I'm so excited for that. And Daniel Bryan's face run is like every single Daniel Bryan face run. It is spectacular. One of the best wrestlers ever to step on the face of the earth. Daniel Bryan's incredible. Face runs are great. Now, Daniel Bryan's not going to win this match. I'll keep it plain and simple. He's not going to win this one. Daniel Bryan's in this match to basically boost the match quality. I mean, it's that simple. Edge and Roman Reigns wouldn't be a horrible match, but with Daniel Bryan can make this match a lot better because he's Daniel Bryan. And now booking Edge in a one-on-one main event for WrestleMania to main event the show, it's tough, right? Because you just don't know what Edge you're gonna get. Now, I still think Edge is great. I still think he's in the best shape of his life. I think he's a very good wrestler still, but his last WrestleMania match was not very good. It's that simple. And Edge is maybe my favorite wrestler of all time. I think he probably is. And Roman Reigns, he's so good in the ring, man. I mean, people like to hate on Roman Reigns a lot, but Roman over the last 2 years has gotten so much better in the ring than he was in 2015 when they first tried to start pushing Roman to the moon, when that didn't work out. But Roman's gotten a lot better as well. So I'm really excited for this triple threat match. The build has been great to this one. Edge winning the Royal Rumble, choosing Roman Reigns, then Daniel Bryan wins the Elimination Chamber. Roman beats him. Daniel gets his rematch at Fastlane. Edge is a special guest ring enforcer. Bryan technically beats Roman because Roman taps out, but the referee's not looking. Then Bryan tries to hit Reigns with the knee. He misses. He hits Edge instead. Then Edge attacks Bryan, costing him the matchup. I mean, this has been built so incredibly. It really has. And all the narratives, because the Daniel Bryan run at WrestleMania 30 when he beat Randy Orton and Batista in the main event, this has been booked so perfectly. And I'm glad we're finally getting heel Edge, because heel Edge is the best Edge, no doubt about it. Man, this is gonna be good. So yeah, I don't think Daniel Bryan wins though. I really don't think they're gonna do that. I think you're really basically here with Roman and Edge. And I know I think there's betting odds on this, right? But I think Edge is the favorite, then Bryan, then Roman. It feels like Roman Reigns is probably going to lose the title, because Roman Reigns is not going to lose a one-on-one match. Will Roman Reigns lose a triple threat match? Yes, because someone else can take the pin. And I think taking the pin is going to be Daniel Bryan, because I think Edge is going to win the championship. They've booked this entire storyline basically around Edge. After he won the Royal Rumble, it's been great. The build of this has been absolutely fantastic, and I'm so glad Edge is finally going to get a chance to run with the championship. And now, will his reign be all that long? I don't know, because I think we'll probably get an Edge and Bryan feud going from here, and I think we might see Roman go to Raw. I'm not completely sure about that, but the one feud I want is Seth Rollins versus Edge. I've been wanting that for the longest time, ever since Seth threatened to paralyze Edge on Raw in, when was that, 2014? We need that feud. I don't know if you're going to turn Edge back face, but maybe Edge is kind of a tweener, so do that. Do a tweener Edge versus heel Seth. That would be incredible. Book that for SummerSlam, please. But I'm excited for this one, man. Again, I think Edge is going to be able to get the job done. Who do I want to win? Who do I think should win? I think Edge. I mean, Edge is, again, one of my favorites of all time. I'm so glad that he's back, and I really want him to win this one. I really do. I want Edge to walk out of WrestleMania with the Universal Championship, but it should be a good match. And again, Daniel Bryan improves this match a lot, because just of how good of a worker he is. Edge doesn't have to do everything in this match, because again, he's just coming back. Edge hasn't been wrestling. Edge has been wrestling for what, 14 months after taking what, an 8 or 10 year hiatus. I mean, it's been a while for Edge here, and I'm glad he's getting this triple threat spot, and I think it's the perfect time for Edge to win the championship. He'll pin Daniel Bryan in the main event to become new Universal Champion, in which should be a very good match to close out WrestleMania 37. And folks, thank y'all for watching my preview here and predictions, or how I would book. I don't know how I'm going to title this video, but thank y'all for watching this WrestleMania 37 video here on the channel. We might have some more WrestleMania themed content coming throughout the week, maybe using WWE 2K20. We'll do some simulations of all of these matches on the card, so just be on the lookout for that. And yeah, I'm excited for WrestleMania this year, man. Again, the build hasn't been great, but these matches are definitely, and I mean definitely, going to deliver. So again, folks, thank y'all for watching. If you have not yet, make sure to subscribe button down below. Also, don't forget to leave a like if you did enjoy the video. Again, folks, thank y'all for watching, and Mamba forever.